this video, we will look at the slope of a line. Okay, so there's many different ways we can find the slope. The first one here, we're going to find the slope using a graph. Remember the slope, just so you have it, is we use the letter m, the variable m, to find the slope. And the slope is just basically a ratio or a fraction where in the numerator of the fraction, we look at the change in your y. Okay, how far is it going up and down? Okay, how far is it going up or down? We call this the rise. Okay, divided by, again, it's a fraction, so it's being divided by the change in x. So how far is it going left and right? We call this the run. Okay, the rise divided by the run. It's a fraction, a simplified fraction. Okay, so what we're going to do is when you have a graph, we're going to find 2 points. Okay, so here's a point, and then just pick another point. Here's a point. You can pick any 2 points that are on the line. And then let's look at the change in y. Well, the change in y, it looks like it went down 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put -2 for the change in y. Okay, so here's the slope. It's going to be -2 divided by the change in x. How far is it going to the right? 1, 2, 3. And that's the slope. You notice that it's a negative. The line is going down, so it will be a negative slope. And then it's 2/3. And that's about it. Okay. So that's one way we can do it. Another way is when you're given 2 points, you can do the same thing. We usually use this formula where you want to see the change in y. So let's give these some names. You have x1, y1. This is your x coordinate. This is your y coordinate. And this is your second x coordinate. So y2 over, or y, x2, and then y2. Okay, anyway, those are the coordinates. All this means is your x coordinate, y coordinate for your first point. This is your x coordinate and y coordinate for your second point. All right, in the numerator, remember we're looking at only the y coordinates, so we want to see the change in here. So that's always going to be a subtraction. So 4 minus 2 divided by 6 minus 3. Okay, so 4 minus 2 is 2, 6 minus 3 is 3. So the slope is 2/3. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Desmos at this point, show you another way to do this problem on Desmos. So what you can do in Desmos, what you can do in Desmos is you can go ahead and put these coordinates in. So I'll put the first coordinate 3, 2. There's that point right there. And I'll put the second coordinate in, 6, 4, because you might not remember the formula, or if you're not able to remember it, you can always put in the points and then just count. Notice that I have the 5s here, meaning when I press the home button, it brings it down to this, and which is good because I'll be able to just count the spaces. So you're going up 2, and then to the right 1, 2, 3. So 2 divided by 3. There you go. Okay, so these are the 2 ways you can do this problem. All right, same type of problem here for number 3. I'll go ahead and use Desmos. I do like Desmos. You can also tell me if it's a positive slope or a negative slope. So I'll go ahead and put the points in. 3, 2, it's already there. And the other point is a -1 and then -4. I can see that the direction is going up, so I know it has to be a positive slope, one of these 3. And so let me count. So let me actually put this fraction in Desmos. So in the numerator, I'm going to do the change in y, the vertical change. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over, and then count to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 over 4. The reason I put it in Desmos is because I need to get the reduced one. So I'm going to go ahead and press the fraction button right here. So that's 3 over 2, and then that is the slope, 3 over 2. See? Okay. Oh, they were all C so far. All right, and then the last way that we find the slope is using a formula. So when you're given an equation and you're asked to identify the slope, I'll show you two ways. One way is to put it in the slope-intercept formula. So you have y equals mx plus b. What this means is you want to get your equation in the slope-intercept form, where this is the slope, okay, and then b is the y-intercept, okay. All right, so the slope here, I don't have y by itself, so I'm going to remove the -2, so I'll take off -2 from both sides, simplify it, so you have just y by itself now, and then on the right you have 1 in the front here, so 1 divided by -2 is -1 over 2x, and then -1 divided by -2, negative is a positive, 1 over 2 is just 1 over 2. So here you can see that the slope is -1 over 2. Slope is -1 over 2. Let me go ahead and do this one in Desmos, because sometimes it's just nice to just be able to count, right? So if you want to do this in Desmos, you can go ahead and put the equation, so the original equation right here. You have -2y is equal to x minus 1. That was the original here. And you notice that the slope is going down, the line is going down, so it is negative. And then at this point, just count. Now, here's where students have a hard time with counting the spaces. I cannot use that space right there because it's a decimal. I need to be able to find 2 points. So for example, you can use that point and that point. So see how it's going down 1? Let me put it in Desmos. So down 1, so -1, and then to the right 1, 2. So -1 over 2, which is just -1/2. Okay, so that's another way you can do it. I would definitely just put it in Desmos and look for the slope. All right, I already have a graph here, so I'll just use it. -1, 2, 3. I'm going to put it in Desmos so that I can reduce it. So I know slope is a fraction. It's going down 3. I bet. Down 3 and then over to the right 2. All right, and then I'll push the fraction button, so that's -3 over 2. Answer is D. Okay. All right, thanks guys.